Hi everyone, believe it or not, this video has been strongly requested and I wasn't expecting it. But basically, when I had my G5, when I first got my G5, or a month or two after I got my G5, I did what's called a hardware tour. And I took you around every single component in the G5, I said what it was, and I said what I was hoping to upgrade it to. And I wasn't expecting that with the Mac Pro, because the whole reason I did it with the G5 is because maybe newer Mac users wouldn't, know what it was like inside the G5 and stuff, but everyone knows what the inside of a Mac Pro looks like. But I've had requests, so I'm going to do it anyway. So the Mac Pro is sitting on my desk. There's the setup next to it, and the Mac Pro is normally down in this little cave down there. But I'm just going to take you through basically the front, the back, and the insides, and I'm going to also explain to you in this video all the upgrades I plan on doing. I will also be putting screenshots of the system profiler at the end of this video, so look out for them as well. So, starting at the top of the Mac Pro then, we have the dual optical drive bays. The top one is occupied by the stock drive that came with this machine. I think it's a 16 times or an 18 times, I think a 16 times optical drive, and the bottom one is empty, obviously free if I want to put another one. So unlike my G5, I can have two optical drives in here, which, believe it or not, I am considering. For front panel on the Mac Pro then, we have the power button with the power LED above it, we have a headphone jack, we have dual USB 2.0, and we have a FireWire 400 and FireWire 800 port. That's much more generous on the front than my G5. My G5 just had audio, USB, and I believe a FireWire 400. I can't actually remember right now, but this is much more generous because you've got two USB ports on the front. Really like this front little panel, nice and sleek and nice and handy. So moving on to the back then, you can see that we have our power supply with obviously our standard kettle lead input at the back. The G5's power supply was at the bottom and this one's at the top. And it's a bit sort of bigger, but yeah, here's the power supply, and then you've got your PCI section, so I've just got a missing card there, empty, and then here we have the graphics card. This is a ATI Radeon X1900 XT with 512 megs of VRAM. You see we've got dual link DVI there, which is really nice, and obviously that's a cooling vent for it. Here we have the latch to open the door, very nice. We'll be looking at that in more detail later. And coming down to the ports themselves, we have three USB ports. We have FireWire 400 and FireWire 800, dual optical audio, that's one input and one output. We have dual analog audio, one input, one output, and we have dual Ethernet. And we also have a big exhaust fan here. So that's very nice ports on the back, basically anything you could ever want. So, here is the side of my Mac Pro. As you can see, just like the G5, beautiful Apple logo. This is a lovely design machine, I really like it. Now, one interesting thing about my Mac Pro, and it might sound like a bad thing, but it's actually a really good thing, and you'll see why in a minute. If I just tap on the side of my Mac Pro lightly, you might be able to hear, okay, that's a solid sound. Same on the other side. Solid sound, but this one is very rattly. Very, very rattly indeed, okay? And you're probably baffled as to why I'm hitting the side of my Mac Pro. But you'll see exactly why in a minute. You'll see why it's making that noise. And another little clue for you, it doesn't quite fit. This door is ever so slightly too short for the top. So you'll see why in a minute. So, let's open the latch and let's remove the door to reveal the inside of my Mac Pro. And there she is, guys. There she is. Now then, let's get the mystery of this door out of the way. Here you have a door, just looks like your average Mac Pro door until you turn it around. Now you probably can't see, but if I bring it closer, let's have a little look. Okay. There's the first diagram. It's pulling out the air baffle there, the plastic air baffle. That is not on the Mac Pro. Second diagram telling you how to pull out the fans. Third diagram how to pull out the memory. And so on and so forth. You can also see that there is only one optical drive on the front of that machine. So yes, this is a door from a Power Mac G5. Now the guy that I got it from on eBay sells a lot of Macs, and you must have just mixed up the doors at some point. But I believe the noise is from, there's a different structure of support on the inside of the Mac Pro door, so that when I knock this, it knocks into the plastic of here, or actually the plastic of the hard drive, bays. But anyway, here is the door, and it's a G5 door, and I'm actually really glad of that, because of the simple fact that when I was getting rid of my G5, I was a bit annoyed that I wouldn't have the G5, you know. I mean, the Mac Pro is obviously a much more capable machine, but I really like the PowerPC architecture and stuff. But anyway, before I babble on any longer, let me get a much closer shot of the inside of this machine, and I will hold the camera to do this one. So, I'm holding the camera, and here is the tour of my Mac Pro. Wow, what a lovely machine. So there's not as much to show inside the Mac Pro as the G5, but anyway, we'll still go for it. Up here, this is your power supply. This part here. Yeah, just very clean, very simple. Here we have your optical drive caddies. Now you can hold here and you can pull it out, but it's very hard to do one-handed, so I'll leave that in there for today. But you can see the screw holes for your optical drives at the side there, and the screw holes for the secondary optical drive at the bottom there. So that's optical drives. Got the top bay filled again with a 16 times original optical drive. Bottom bay is empty, and there's our power supply. Coming along here is a very interesting feature of the Mac Pro, which is an achievement, a very good achievement in design, and this is the hard drive area, where you have the capability of storing 4 3.5-inch SATA hard drives, and I love this design. Now here we have the lock up on the back, but when the lock goes down, take a look at these. The drive bays lock into place, so the hard drives can't move once the main latch is locked at the back. You can see it shows up as sort of red, and then you unlock it, lock it, and so on and so forth. It is really cool. So I'll show you what an empty bay looks like. Here is what an empty hard drive bay looks like. It's just a little bracket. You screw your hard drive on there, and all you have to do is push it back in. It doesn't get simpler, guys. It is a crazy nice design, and I absolutely love it. Hard to do one-handed on camera though. So I guess I'll show you my drives. I have bay 1 and bay 2 occupied at the moment. Plan on occupying bay 3 very soon. So let me give this a pull out. Like I say, hard to do one-handed on camera, and there's no way I'm going to drop anything. Here you have my first hard drive. Here is a Western Digital blue edition, I believe, the label's blue, 640 gigs. It's a very standard hard drive, nothing special about this one. It came with my Mac Pro, and on this hard drive I have my operating system, my applications, my iTunes library, believe it or not, all my games, all my documents, pictures, all my films, which are part of my iTunes library and everything like that. I have about 400 gigs used on here at the moment, so this will be upgraded with the new system disks soon, and then I hope to use this drive for Windows 7, and I'm going to install Windows 7 on here and play some games and stuff like that. But anyway, moving on to Bay 2. We all know what's in Bay 2. If you've been watching my channel, you will know what's in here. Here we have it. A lovely bit of kit. This is a Western Digital Caviar Black, 1 terabyte. This is my video editing drive. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous drive. It does 6 gigabytes a second, I believe, but I think I'm only getting 3 gigabytes a second, something like that. It's got 64 megs of cache. It's a really nice drive. I love it to bits. It's 1 terabyte in capacity. and this is my video editing drive. But this is over half full as well now, so I'll need to do a lot of hard drive upgrading. Probably I'll buy a 2TB hard drive for my video editing, use this one for my iTunes library, and maybe keep this one on the system disk but partition it for Windows or something. Who knows? I really don't know. But anyway, as I say, about 400 gigs used on here, and this is definitely over half full. So, yeah, maybe time for an upgrade soon. Not soon, maybe in a few months, but we'll see how it goes. Keep watching the channel. But they're the two internal hard disks I use, and not very related to this video, guys, but in case you are wondering, back here, if I rotate my display, you can see I have my new Western Digital, what do they call that? Studio Edition external hard drive. That's 2 terabytes. So that's running Time Machine. It's currently backing up both of my internal drives. So I have all of my data backed up on there. It's running through Firewire 800. I love that drive. I've got an unboxing of that hard drive on my channel. And of course I've got an unboxing of this Mac on my channel as well. So yeah, if you haven't seen them, go and have a look for them. I'm just slotting these hard drives back in. I mean, as you can see, everything is quick release. There you go. I'll give them a full tighten after I do this video, but you just push in and out. There's no cables or anything. Right then, let me grab a torch. Here we have a torch. Well, hey. So guys, this is a very nice looking bit of kit. This is my PCI section in the Mac Pro. As you can see, all of my empty PCI slots back there. And here is my graphics card. ATI Radeon. Sorry if you had wind noise in the camera there, it's a bit dusty. ATI Radeon X1900 XT with 512 megs of VRAM. A very nice card back in 2007. Came with the 2007 Mac Pros. Don't think it came with the 2008 Mac Pros, but this is the card that I've got. Yeah, it's a nice card. It's a very nice card. It's perfectly capable. But I would like a bit of an upgrade. I'm going to be playing some Windows games, and obviously DirectX 11 is, you know, getting more and more popular, and I think I'm going to whack a 5770 in there, straight from Apple. It'll only cost me about 200 quid. I can sell this card on eBay for about 100 quid, maybe 120, and yeah, I can run the 5770 in here, which will be a really nice card. But yeah, X1900 is doing me great at the moment. I'm so glad I didn't get stuck with one of those stupid little, can't even remember what they are, 26, something, you know, whatever, with 256 megs of video RAM. Anyway, moving down then, all of this compartment is sealed off, so we have fans and your processors and your motherboard and everything. Everything is just behind all these closed panels. And here you have your RAM section, guys. So what I'll do now is I'll get an anti-static bag, I'll lie it down on the table, and we'll pull out the riser cards and I'll show you my RAM. So guys, I'm going to pull out my riser cards now. The anti-static bag is probably a little bit overkill. It's not as if, and I just want to be on the safe side really. So unlike the 2006 and 2007 Mac Pro, this top one actually goes in upside down. Let's flip him round the right way. Now then guys, remember that the top is on the right, the bottom is on the left. We'll remember that. All I have to do is watch the video back. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll grab the camera and show you the RAM. So this is what Mac Pro RAM looks like. And that is a pretty chunky chip. It's got heat sinks on the actual RAM chip itself, which is very cool. One thing I miss about the new Mac Pros is the beastly looking RAM. It just looks like normal RAM, but this stuff is beastly. It's amazing. So let me stop blabbering on about stuff and get on with explaining really. So here we have a 1GB stick, a 1GB stick, and it's identical on the other side. So there's 4 gigs in this machine in total at the moment of 800 megahertz DDR2 RAM. And of course, I've got 3 slots for upgradability. This Mac can take up to about 32 gigs. I think Apple might tell you it takes up to 16, and I think some people can take certain Mac Pros up to 64 and whatever, but comfortable 32 gigs, but of course I'd never afford that. Now let me explain to you the upgrade plan. Now this RAM is installed in matched pairs. By the way, it's fully buffered RAM, just in case anyone was wondering. But this RAM is installed in matched pairs. So the next set of RAM I'd like to get is 2 8GB sticks. Not 2 8GB sticks, sorry. 2 4GB sticks to give me a total of 8GB. That's the one. 2 4GB sticks to give me a total of 8GB. So then that would give me 12 gigs on here with still 2 slots free. So what I would then do is simply take this 1 and 2, move it here, and put my 2 4s there. So I've got 4, stepping down to 1, stepping back up to, no, sorry, 8 as a pair, stepping down to 2 as a pair, stepping back up to 2 as a pair, and then nothing here. So that's how it works, it steps down. Now, if I wanted to install another one of those kits but keep this RAM, what I would then do is you'd have this one over here, you'd have this one, so you'd have 8GB, 8GB, 2GB, 2GB. You know, that's how it works, kind of thing. But anyway, I'm not going to rant on about how it works. I'm buying 4GB sticks to make myself future-proof, so I don't end up with full RAM slots with not enough upgradability left. But I don't plan on doing RAM upgrade anytime soon. I much prefer get a graphics card upgrade first. Maybe look at some RAM, maybe for my birthday in October, but 4 gigs is doing me fine for now. Maybe I lose quite a lot on some applications, but I see no performance decrease. I've got no reason to upgrade my RAM at the moment. But anyway, I hope I didn't confuse anyone with that, explaining where the RAM goes in pairs. I think it's different for pretty much every Mac Pro. Maybe it's the same for the 2006 and 2007 one, but I watched a load of videos and read a load of articles about it, and that seems to be the way that you do it. So all I'm going to do now is put these riser cards back in the Mac Pro. So that, guys, pretty much concludes the video on my Mac Pro. It's a wonderful system. I really do love it. It does everything for me and more. I mean, I could never go back now. I really couldn't. G5 was brilliant, MacBook was brilliant, but this is just mind-blowing. I really love it. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. Feel free to post your comments as usual, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.